Welcome to Premonition. The book of Daniel, over 2,500 years old, contains remarkable predictions, many of which have already come true. Some prophecies are yet to be fulfilled and could soon shape our future. Let's explore 5 key prophecies from the book of Daniel that seem on the verge of being realized. The countdown of the 70 weeks prophecy. One of the most precise and astonishing predictions in the Bible is the prophecy of the 70 weeks found in Daniel 9:24-27. This timeline is remarkably specific and foretold the exact year of the Messiah's arrival, a prophecy that was given more than 500 years before Jesus' birth. However, what many don't realize is that this prophecy not only predicted the coming of the Messiah, but also outlines the unfolding of the end times. In fact, many believe we may be living on the very brink of its final fulfillment. The prophecy begins in 457 BC, when the Persian king Artaxerxes issued a decree allowing the Jews to return to Jerusalem and rebuild their city after the Babylonian exile. This decree marks the starting point of the 70-week prophecy, which is understood to represent a period of 490 years in total. These 490 years are broken down into 3 distinct phases. The first 7 weeks, 49 years. This period represents the time it would take for the rebuilding of Jerusalem, including the reconstruction of its walls and gates, which were completed after the return of the Jewish exiles from Babylon. This phase ends in 408 BC, marking the completion of Jerusalem's restoration. The next 62 weeks, 434 years. This period leads up to the coming of the Messiah. It spans from the completion of Jerusalem's rebuilding in 408 BC to the time of Jesus' public ministry, which began around 27 AD. This timeline is precise and exact, fulfilling the prophecy regarding the Messiah's appearance in the 1st century. The final 1 week, 7 years. The last 7 years, known as the 70th week, remain unfulfilled and are believed to be reserved for the end times. This final week will trigger the dramatic events that bring the current age to a close and usher in the Great Tribulation, a time of unparalleled chaos, suffering, and divine judgment. This timeline of 70 weeks was astonishingly fulfilled when Jesus began his public ministry in 27 AD, exactly 483 years after the decree issued by King Artaxerxes in 457 BC. The timeline is incredibly precise, demonstrating the supernatural nature of the prophecy. However, after the 69th week, the prophetic clock seems to stop, creating a gap that theologians refer to as the Church Age. This period marks the shift in focus from the nation of Israel to the global spread of the gospel. During this time, the message of salvation through Jesus Christ was carried across the world, and the Christian church began to grow. The gap, though significant, is not permanent. The final 7-year period of the prophecy is yet to be fulfilled, and it is often referred to as the tribulation. This final week will be marked by catastrophic events described in both the book of Daniel and the book of Revelation, including wars, famine, earthquakes, persecution, and widespread suffering. It will be a time when the Antichrist rises to power and makes a significant impact on the world stage. The Bible warns that the tribulation will begin with the rise of a powerful global leader, commonly referred to as the Antichrist. This leader will make a 7-year peace treaty with Israel and other nations, offering a temporary solution to the Middle East conflict. However, midway through this 7-year period, after 3.5 years, the Antichrist will break the treaty, desecrate the newly rebuilt Jewish temple, and declare himself to be God. This act, known as the Abomination of Desolation, will mark the beginning of the Great Tribulation, a period of intense persecution and suffering for those who follow God and refuse to worship the Antichrist. The 70 weeks prophecy provides a powerful framework for understanding the course of history as it relates to God's ultimate plan for humanity. It shows the precise fulfillment of prophecy regarding the Messiah's first coming and serves as a warning of the tumultuous events leading up to the final establishment of God's kingdom. With the final 7 years still ahead, the prophecy remains a compelling sign of the approaching end times, reminding us of the urgency to be prepared for the return of Christ. The rise of the Antichrist. Among the prophecies in the book of Daniel, one of the most chilling is his vision of a powerful ruler who will rise in the final days, a figure known as the Antichrist. This prophecy, found in Daniel 7 and 8, describes a deceptive, ruthless leader who will establish a global empire, wielding unprecedented power and authority. He will not only dominate the political landscape, but will also wage war against God's people, enforce a new world order, and demand worship as a divine being. Daniel's vision in chapter 7 describes 4 great beasts rising from the sea, each symbolizing a powerful empire. But the most terrifying of these is the 4th beast, which has 10 horns representing 10 kings. Then, something unusual happens. A small horn rises among them, overthrowing 3 of the original 10 horns. This small but powerful figure is different from the others. He has eyes like a man and a mouth that speaks boastfully. This aligns perfectly with the New Testament's depiction of the Antichrist, a cunning leader who will use deception to gain control. Unlike past dictators who seized power by force, this individual will rise through diplomacy, manipulation, and false promises. The book of Revelation 13 expands on Daniel's prophecy, describing the Antichrist as a beast who receives power from Satan himself. He will perform great signs and wonders, deceiving the nations into following him. He will also establish an economic system that requires a special mark to buy and sell, eerily similar to today's advancements in digital currencies, biometric identification systems, and AI-driven surveillance. This mark will play a pivotal role in controlling global commerce and society. The Antichrist will appear as a savior, a man of peace and unity in a world drowning in crisis. However, beneath this facade lies a tyrant whose ultimate goal is absolute control and the eradication of anyone who refuses to worship him. As his power grows, Daniel warns that he will cause deceit to prosper and destroy many when they feel secure, presenting himself as the solution to global problems like peace in the Middle East and economic instability, while secretly leading the world into greater destruction. The 7-year peace treaty and betrayal. Daniel 9:27 prophesies that a powerful global leader will confirm a 7-year peace treaty between Israel and various nations, which will be hailed as a diplomatic breakthrough for the Middle East. This treaty will be seen as a sign of hope, as it promises to bring stability and peace to a region long plagued by conflict and violence. For the first time, it seems as though Israel and its neighboring nations might experience an era of lasting peace, a prospect that has eluded peace brokers for centuries. However, according to the prophecy, this peace will be short-lived. Halfway through the 7 years, at the 3.5-year mark, the leader who brokered the agreement will break the covenant in a shocking and unexpected act of betrayal. This betrayal will mark the beginning of the Great Tribulation, a time of unparalleled suffering, turmoil, and persecution. The global leader who initially appeared as a peacemaker will turn on Israel and desecrate the agreement, ushering in a period of deep distress. Peace in the Middle East has been a long-standing and elusive goal for world leaders. Numerous treaties and peace processes have been attempted, yet none have succeeded in bringing lasting peace to the region. Daniel's prophecy, however, foretells one final peace agreement that will appear to succeed where all others have failed. This treaty will be particularly significant, as many biblical scholars believe it will coincide with the rebuilding of the Third Temple in Jerusalem, a crucial event in end-time prophecy. The rebuilding of the temple is believed to play a pivotal role in the fulfillment of God's plan for the final days, setting the stage for the rise of the Antichrist and the ultimate showdown between good and evil. Yet, Daniel's prophecy also provides a warning. The peace will not last. Midway through the 7-year period, the leader, often identified with the Antichrist, will break the treaty and commit an abominable act by desecrating the newly rebuilt temple. In this shocking miuki, the Antichrist will declare himself as God and demand worship from all people, a claim that will blaspheme the true God. This event, known as the Abomination of Desolation, is described in both Daniel 9:27 and Matthew chapter 24:15. Jesus specifically warns of this moment as a sign of the impending judgment and tribulation. The breaking of the covenant and the desecration of the temple will signal the start of the Great Tribulation, a period of unparalleled suffering and persecution. Those who refuse to worship the Antichrist will face extreme punishment, and the world will be plunged into a time of chaos and divine judgment. This period is described in vivid detail in Revelation, where it is said that only the faithful who endure to the end will be saved. The 7-year peace treaty, while initially appearing to be a solution to the Middle East's long-standing conflicts, will ultimately serve as the backdrop for the fulfillment of biblical prophecy and the arrival of the Antichrist. The events of this time will mark the culmination of human history, leading to the final confrontation between good and evil and the eventual establishment of God's kingdom. The increase of knowledge and global movement. In Daniel 12:4, the angel instructs Daniel that in the last days, knowledge will increase and people will run to and fro. This prophecy reveals two critical features of the end times: the rapid expansion of knowledge and the exponential growth in global movement. We can already see these phenomena unfolding in remarkable ways, marking a significant shift in human history. Over the past century, technological advancements have accelerated at an unprecedented rate, leading to breakthroughs that were once thought impossible. Innovations in artificial intelligence, AI, quantum computing, genetic engineering, and space exploration are transforming every aspect of life. The rapid development of AI, for example, is not only revolutionizing industries like healthcare, finance, and transportation, but is also fundamentally reshaping how we interact with technology and each other. Quantum computing, though still in its early stages, promises to push computational power to levels far beyond current capabilities, opening the door to solving complex problems in fields ranging from cryptography to climate modeling. The advent of genetic engineering has enabled scientists to manipulate DNA, raising both hopes and ethical concerns about the potential for curing diseases, enhancing human abilities, and even altering the course of evolution itself. The ongoing exploration of space, from private space companies sending astronauts into orbit to the potential for manned missions to Mars, signals humanity's drive to push beyond the confines of Earth and explore the cosmos. Perhaps most notably, the rise of the Internet has revolutionized the way we access and share knowledge. In a matter of seconds, we can access vast amounts of information from any corner of the globe. Platforms for instant communication, like social media, have changed how we interact, while also influencing political movements, social issues, and global connections in ways Daniel could never have imagined. This explosion of knowledge, once inconceivable, serves as a tangible sign that we are nearing the final stages of human history, exactly as Daniel's prophecy foretold. Alongside the explosion in knowledge, we are witnessing a massive increase in global movement. In the past, travel was slow, expensive, and largely confined to wealthy individuals. Today, millions of people travel across continents daily. Commercial airlines have made air travel faster, more accessible, and affordable, connecting distant parts of the world in a matter of hours. High-speed trains, such as those found in Japan and Europe, have also revolutionized transportation, enabling people to travel across large distances in record time. In the future, technologies like AI-driven autonomous vehicles, electric planes, and even hyperloop systems, proposed high-speed ground transport that could travel at speeds of up to 760 miles per hour, could push human mobility even further, making Tianying travel more efficient and widespread than ever before. While these advancements are often hailed as signs of progress in human ingenuity, they also come with profound implications, some of which align with warnings found in biblical prophecy. Technologies such as AI, digital surveillance, biometric tracking, and cashless economies are advancing at a rapid pace. While they offer convenience and efficiency, they also raise the possibility of global control and surveillance on an unprecedented scale. In many places around the world, governments and corporations are increasingly relying on digital tracking systems, facial recognition technology, and biometric data to monitor individuals and track their movements. These tools could potentially be used to control populations, limit personal freedoms, and enforce government mandates. Daniel's prophecy suggests that these developments are not random, but part of a larger plan, the unfolding signs of the end times. The surge in technological advancements and the ease of global travel are enabling greater connectivity and interdependence, which may play a significant role in the fulfillment of prophetic events. The Bible hints at a time when global systems will be consolidated and powerful leaders will exert control over vast networks of people, potentially leading to a global government or a one-world order. As we continue to witness the rapid pace of technological and societal changes, it's important to consider both the benefits and the potential dangers that accompany them. While the increase in knowledge and global movement can lead to positive changes, they also serve as reminders of the biblical warnings that the final days will be marked by both great advancements and great challenges. The kingdom that will last forever. Amidst the turmoil, deception, and destruction predicted in the book of Daniel, one final promise shines through, offering hope beyond imagination. After the rise of the Antichrist, after the Great Tribulation, and after the world reaches its darkest hour, a new kingdom will emerge, God's eternal kingdom. This kingdom, established by Jesus Christ, will never fall, never fade, and will never be ruled by corrupt human hands. In Daniel 2:44, the prophet foretells that the God of heaven will set up a kingdom that will never be destroyed, a kingdom that will stand forever. No matter how powerful earthly empires may appear or how much they seem to dominate the world, all of them will crumble and fade away. The kingdoms of man, marked by sin, pride, and corruption, will eventually give way to God's unshakable kingdom. This divine kingdom will be unlike any empire the world has ever seen. It will bring perfect peace, righteousness, and justice, established by the Creator Himself. Where earthly rulers are often corrupt, self-serving, and incapable of true justice, Jesus Christ, the King of this eternal kingdom, will reign with perfect love, truth, and righteousness. Unlike human leaders who bring war, oppression, and injustice, the reign of Christ will bring harmony to all nations. There will be no more conflict, division, or strife, as all things will be made right under His rule. Revelation 11:15 makes a powerful declaration, saying, "The kingdoms of this world have become the kingdoms of our Lord and of His Christ, and He shall reign forever and ever." This verse emphasizes that when Christ returns, He will not only restore order, but will also claim dominion over all of creation. Every ruler, every kingdom, every power will be subject to Him, and His reign will never end. This moment will mark the ultimate victory of good over evil, where the injustices of the present world will be set right forever. This kingdom, God's eternal kingdom, will be a place of perfect peace, eternal joy, and the fullness of life. Revelation 21:4 promises that in this kingdom, God will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and there will be no more death, sorrow, or pain. The former things, pain, suffering, and all the struggles of this fallen world, will pass away, as God will make all things new. In this perfect kingdom, God's presence will dwell with His people, and there will be no more separation between them and their Creator. It will be a place where the fullness of God's glory and love are revealed, and all who dwell there will experience the ultimate peace and joy of His presence. This promise of an eternal kingdom is the hope for all believers, an assurance that despite the challenges and tribulations of this world, God's plan is unfolding. Though earthly kingdoms rise and fall, the reign of Christ will be unshakable. His kingdom will not only endure but will prosper eternally, offering peace and life in the presence of God forever. It is a kingdom that will never fade, a promise that stands as a beacon of hope for all who long for a world free from the brokenness of sin and suffering. Prophetic events are unfolding faster than ever before, and the signs are undeniable. The world is moving toward its final chapter. The choice remains for everyone. Will you be ready when these events unfold? Jesus Christ offers hope, redemption, and eternal life to all who trust in Him. The time to choose is now, and those who choose Christ will be part of His everlasting kingdom, a place of peace, joy, and righteousness that will never end. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insightful content, and make sure to follow us for updates and more inspiration. Your journey toward truth and hope starts here.